And Congressman, thank you for joining us. I want to start on your the last accolade that I mentioned, and that's your experience there on the border as a part of the DOJ. Based on that experience, how would you suggest the Biden administration handle these illegal crossings? What are they not doing to process them that can be improved?
Well, what they're not doing is sending a signal to Mexico and to the Central American countries that we are not going to tolerate this. They did the exact opposite. On January 20th, he signed some executive orders that basically signaled to the Mexican people and the South American people and the Central American people, the people from all over the world, for that matter of fact, are being found at the border, that the border, you can be treated differently when you come across the border illegally. And that's all the drug traffickers need to know, because you can't cross the Mexican border without paying the drug traffickers, and they control it. And they're making they're probably up to about $1 billion since President Biden took in office that they're making on human trafficking, literally $1 billion. They're making about 14 million a day. And they are exploiting the weakness of the Biden administration policies. There's just no question about that.
And I'm sure you've heard the president himself saying, hey, yeah, you may consider me a nice guy, but no, you shouldn't come over here. But again, I ask you, apparently that message is maybe coming too little too late. So I ask you right now, Congressman, what is the immediate fix to stop the flow?
Yeah, the immediate fix is to go back to the policies that we had and to have reinstitute the Remain in Mexico policy. So if people want to claim asylum, they can claim it from the Mexican side of the border. And for people coming across the border, you have to work with the Mexican authorities. You have to work with the Northern Triangle countries and tell them that we have to work together to get this done. And you cannot come across this border. There's not the law enforcement imperative that there was. And so we're dealing with a crisis once they're coming across the border. And then by that time, it's too late. And if people are trying to blame everything except the Biden administration. But let me read you one quick quote here. Expectations were created that the government of President Biden, there would be a better treatment of migrants. And this has caused Central American migrants, and also from our country, wanting to cross the border, thinking that it's easier to do so. That was the Mexican President Obrador, who by all accounts would want to get along good with the Biden administration. But he's laying this crisis squarely at the feet of President Biden's policies, and there's just no getting around that. He can change it by rolling back those policies. That's really the only thing that's going to stop this. We have record numbers of people coming across the border every single day.
Okay, and let's look at some numbers at Southwest border encounters. According to Customs and Border Patrol, this year, February 2021, there were a little more than 100,000 encounters compared to last year, February 2020, when there were a little more than 36,000 encounters. February 2019, some 76,000. February 2017, and a little more than 23,000. Meanwhile, there are around 18,000 unaccompanied children in Border Patrol custody. So, Congressman, President Biden says that he will give reporters access to facilities in the near future, not really specifying when. He's been on the job for 2 months, 2 weeks. Should he be allowed time to organize and get things in order, or does transparency not get a timeout?
Well, he's clearly got a transparency timeout. I'm a United States congressman, and they forbid us to bring our cell phones and cameras in, and we're doing fact-finding. We're not even allowed to. The media's not allowed to, because they don't want you to see what's in there. And that is, there's just a massive amount of people in these facilities. And they're not just from Central America. I saw a large group of Haitians. I was told by the Border Patrol officers at the border that some people that were on the terror watch list were seized at the border. You have people from Yemen that they've seized, from Serbia.
Well,
and all these countries.
And kind of to your point, Congressman, that's the thing. Yeah. We can't see for ourselves to know exactly who it is. So then, the various countries start to pop up, and we're not sure what's happening. So you're right. There needs to be transparency, and it needs to happen very quickly to quell all concerns and to try to fix the problem. And I know that you and a coalition of lawmakers are trying to get the government of accountability to deem President Biden's refusal to continue to build the Trump border wall as a federal violation. So let's just say, try this on. Let's say that next week the GAO rules in your favor, and let's say construction could resume immediately. It brings me to a handful of questions for you. How quickly could the wall be completed? Where would the money come from? Should additional funds be used for more personnel instead? And would the wall reduce illegal crossings to negligible numbers?
Well, it wouldn't stop the illegal crossings, but it makes it much more difficult. I was standing at the intersection of Mexico, New Mexico, and Texas. They call it Monument 3. And there was about a 100-yard section of wall that wasn't completed, and they have a much lower, easier wall to scale next to it, in between the two sections. There's about 15 more miles that need to be completed. This money's already been obligated, and that's the problem. The fact that they've stopped construction, we're still having to pay for that contractually, and we've literally lost tens of millions of dollars already. The government has shelled out for that. Add that to the $84 million that they just recently allocated to the border to pay for hotel rooms for the illegal immigrants coming into our country. And the amount of money that's being spent on there has a cascading effect. It would not take that much to simply reinstitute the policies of the already appropriated money to finish the border construction. And every single Border Patrol agent that I spoke to said he would do it.
How long would it take to complete the 15 miles that I believe you said needs to be completed?
My understanding, they could probably have it done this year, but I don't know the exact date.
All right, Congressman, I'm out of time. I will probably have you on again. Congressman John Katko, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.